All right, so on episode 6, there's a skit where it's a show called "You Just Got Mustarded," where these people just go around and dumping mustard onto unsuspecting people, or like this prank show. And the funny thing about it was that they picked this one specific little town to do all this stuff in, right? And they're now running on their 3rd year of production in this town, and the townsfolk are getting interviewed and saying like they've been here for 3 years. They've mustarded everybody in town multiple times. Like they are just completely fed up with the show, but the nation loves it because it's got the highest ratings on it. And then it just goes into different interviews of like the people living there. Like we can't deal with this anymore. We're just trying to live our lives. You can't even go outside and do anything normal without fear of being mustarded. And like, this guy goes up to order a hot dog. And like, you want mustard with that? Like, whoa, mustard? No. Like, no. Then the guy selling the hot dogs, like, I'm not one of the mustard guys. I swear, because everyone panics the minute they hear mustard. And they're hoping the show will finally be over, right? But the show's won like 4 Emmys, apparently. And they announce during this little interview that they've been re-signed for 4 more years. So the town has to struggle another 4 years with this mustard show. Not only is it that terrible, but at a certain point, they switched over from mustard to yellow ink because it was cheaper. So it wasn't even mustard.
Even real mustard?
And one of the people interviewed was like, I remember when they made that change. That was horrible for a whole nother reason. He never said why. The yellow ink was worse. But it was devastating to him.
That reminds me of how Cheaters used to be. The Cheaters show used to be in Dallas.
Fucking massive.
Did you know those people in Dallas is like they're peeking around the corners and shit? It's like there should have been no cheating at all in Dallas because of that show. Because you're going to be on TV if you're cheating.
Yeah, they're going to catch you. You're going to end up stabbing the host one day on a fucking boat for some reason. All right, episode 7, right off the gate, it was the first skit. Timmy finds a little lamp, and he finds a genie, and you think like, oh, a genie, and the genie's like, you get 3 wishes, little guy. So just whatever you wish, you make sure you make a good wish because it's going to change your life forever. So the first wish he wishes is for the genie to kill his teacher. And the genie's like he does not want to, but he's like, I guess I better just, he threatens to unwish all genies, right?
Yeah.
So the genie's like, damn it. So you would think like, it's funny because you think it's going to be a magical thing he does, right? But it's not. It cuts to after he says like, I want you to kill my teacher, and he has to agree to it. It jumps to them in the bushes, and the genie has one of those rifle guns with a scope, and he's like, okay, you sure you want to do this, kid? Like, yeah. Timmy's got he's drinking a little juice box, and the genie's Sam, one of the actors is they're playing the genie. He's all in blue, and he does that thing where you breathe really hard before you do so. And he fucking shoots her, boom, and then he looks away. He's like, did I get her? And he's like, oh, you got her. So wish 2, Timmy wants to hook up with the hottest girl in, because I guess he's supposed to be like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
He's a freshman. He wants to hook up with the hottest girl in school, this senior. So instead of making him magically fall in love with her, right? The genie goes up to her house and he's like, hey, Timmy, what do you think of Timmy? Like, do you like him? Or he tries to like set up a date, right? And she just slams the door in his face. So then it cuts to the genie has her kidnapped. And like and then a van pulls up and he opens the door and Timmy's standing on the street and like, Timmy, get in, I got her. And like you get what happened to her. Oh Lord. And you see Timmy smoking a cigarette, like, yeah. You know exactly what happened, and it was not consensual at all.
Right.
And so his third, like, what do you want now, kid? The genie's just fucking devastated with the consequences of his actions. And now Timmy wants to be the president of the United States. He's like, kid, that's going to take a long time. For one, kids aren't even allowed to, run for office and all this and that, right?
Yeah.
So it starts going into a little montage of the genie. Like first, he's trying to get a law passed in the state to allow kids to run for office. Then it's wanting Timmy to be like city councilor, then mayor, then senator, and then he gets all the way up to president, right? And they're watching the election day, and like one of the other genies is helping him out because there was another genie before Sam that came out of the bottle, and Timmy didn't like him, so he sent him back, and they kept sending out different genies until he got Sam. and he makes him president. And that's pretty much the skit ends with Timmy becoming president after assaulting a girl and having someone murdered. And the genie's devastated. My doctor says I have ulcers. Like, I'm addicted to smoking. Or he says something like he's just like his life is ruined. And Timmy's like, bye, Genie. And that's it for that.
But it's funny that they do everything practically instead of magically.
Slowly. That was the funniest part to me. Like I knew when they cut to him holding that gun, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be something odd. There's no. I guess so he doesn't have magical powers. He's just a guy in his bottle, and he's got to do it.
He's got to do it literally practically.
Basically, it was the weirdest thing. All right, so episode 8, we have this funny skit on. And it's in a courtroom. Apparently, some guy murdered another guy at a strip club called the Dancing Clam, and they're trying to it's got Trevor as a judge, Sam is the prosecutor. No, Darren is the prosecutor and Sam is the defendant, or the defense for the defendant.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what they're called, like the public defender, I guess, or I don't know I know a prosecutor. I don't know what a public
defense.
Is it just a defense?
Defendant. Yeah.
Nah, it's not like it's not the person getting defended. That's what I like. Do they even have a name for the other side of the?
No, prosecutor is the plaintiff.
Right.
And then defendant is the defendant.
So they just defended?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Did they have a cooler name? Because you got prosecutor. Like
Defense attorney is all. That's just the name of them.
That's weird.
They don't get the fancy name of prosecutor.
It'd be like calling me the accuser.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
The defense attorney is what you'd call him.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So Sam's the defense attorney, and there's a stripper on the stand, who's giving her eyewitness testimony because she saw the guy get murdered, and so it's like, how did you see the guy? And basically, she bent down over her underneath her legs, right, when she was going to move on the pole, and Darren is like, objection, and the judge is like, really? And he's like, oh well, objection. How can she see? Because basically she's wearing her full clothes, right? Like a whole a pantsuit and all that.
Yeah.
And they want her to strip down
to show how
to reenact how it actually was there. And the stripper's like, really, judge? And the judge's like, oh yeah. They're all for it. So then the whole skit is them trying to get her to do the wildest thing she can do. Like first, she bends down, right? She's in her underwear now. She bends down, but it's like, this doesn't feel like it was at the strip club because I had a pole. And the Trevor's like, where? Can someone get a damn pole in here? And so Timmy comes out because he's one of the what do they call the cops? The
bailiff.
Yeah, he's a bailiff, right? He's like, sir, we got no poles here. And he looks up at a pole with the flag on it. He's like, you use the American flag. And then Timmy rips the flag off the pole and fucking puts the pole in the middle of the fucking courtroom. And she dances on the pole, right? And she's like, so I bent over like this, and I saw him get stabbed or whatever, or shot. And then I got up and turned, and as I turned, the deceased landed on me. And then Sam's like, how did he land on her? And he tried to reenact the landing, and he just starts motor burning her breath. He's like, and then Darren comes up, the prosecutor. He's like, was it really like that, or was it more like this? And he does the same thing to her too. So then Trevor, the judge, calls him over, right? And he's like, it's funny how it's something about when it's real quiet, people talking real quietly, but you can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me. I don't know why. He's trying to get her to kiss another girl for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason in this little discussion, right?
He just wants to see it.
Right. And he's like, they are looking around like, oh, there's no other girls here. And he's looking around like, what about the jurors? And all the guys in the jury are fucking loving the reenactment of the stripper, but except for the women. They're mad as hell. So they decide I don't think that's a good idea. A judge is like, oh, you're right. So he's like, he has to leave, but then he's like, wait, come on. He's like, could you get her to? And he starts trying to do something with his trying to reenact he wants to see, I guess, her vagina or something. Because he's trying to point down a V on his crotch, right? So you just get her to, and if he doesn't say what it is, what he wants, and then someone comes in from outside, opens the door, and they all fucking panic. They all look up. The judge is standing up, putting a V over his own crotch. So it looks like if it was bad, like when someone catches you masturbating or something you're not supposed to be doing. Or I guess not supposed to be doing, but
just a little embarrassing.
Yeah, no, something you want to do but not get caught doing. And so the judge is like, "Well, we're busy in here. Doesn't anyone fucking knock around here anymore?" And that's how the skit ends with him trying. It's just so weird. It was so surreal.
Imagine if he got stuck in one of those situations, though.
That'd be awesome. Episode 9, we have this is a really like simple skit. It's just Zach Kreger and Trevor Moore, and it's casual Friday, so you can wear whatever you want. And I forgot what Zach's character's name was, so I'm just call him Zach. But Trevor's name in the skit is Brian. And like Zach comes in, like, you wanted to see me? I guess Brian's the boss.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh yeah, Zach, please come sit down. He comes in, he's got a shirt that says F this job and F Brian. And he sits down like, and he tries to explain, tries to ask Zach, like, Zach, what's going on? What's with this shirt? And what? And like, he's trying to get to the bottom of it, right?
Right.
It's like, it's just a shirt, it's casual Friday, whatever. It's like, no, but like, why that shirt? What's like, and then like he just says, he's like, is this about the vending machine again? And it turns out that 8 months ago, Zach went off site of the job, right, on his lunch break to a different vending machine in a different building. We'll try to get a Mr. Pim, and the money, the freaking machine took his money. And for 8 months, apparently, for whatever, he blames Brian for this. Now, like, think about that in your head. How would you blame someone? You went off site on a vending machine that doesn't belong to the company. It took your money 8 months ago, and you're to this day you're still mad.
Still pissed, yeah.
And Brian's like, I've given you many, many quarters since then. I haven't bought you a 6-pack of Mr. Bim. And what do? You bring a shirt that says F this job and F Brian? I'm Brian. And so he gives him 7 quarters, and Zach just leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's some real shit, because the person would do that.
Yeah.
They would blame someone else for some shit that has nothing to do with them.
You see it every day.
Just because they're your boss or something. You're like, what the fuck? Because F this job and F Brian. The way Trevor said, F, I'm Brian. Why would you F me? So he's giving this man like fucking, I guess, now he's giving like fucking hundreds of quarters at this point, is what it sounds like.
It's like hundreds of dollars worth.
Yeah, and like he's bought him a 6-pack of Mr. Pibb. What the fuck are you so mad about? And like he's like, please change it, please. As Zach is leaving, Trevor's like, please turn your shirt inside out, and Zach flips him off on the way out. So I guess I don't know, he just fucking blames Brian for losing the quarters on a Mr. Pibb.
I could see it. That is something that would actually happen in real life, though.
But yeah, probably. Just some random, like, it's anger for no reason. All right, episode 10, the final episode of the season. We have Darren, and he's a news anchor. And he's like, they're following a report of a bank robbery and a high-speed chase on the highway. And the helicopter driver reporter is Trevor, and he's following the car. And he's like, oh, this is insane. Like, the guy's going 80 miles an hour. He's weaving in and out of traffic like a regular news report, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets quiet, like, that's Meredith's car. And he sees his wife's car on the highway, which is impossible because his wife said that she was going out of town to visit her grandma for some birthday or something, right?
Yeah.
So he's like he starts having like on the news station, they just having like, oh, I can't believe once a cheater, always a cheater, I guess. And so Darren tries to cut the feed, right? And Trevor flips out, like, don't you cut this feed. If you cut this feed, I'll slam this fucking helicopter into the news station. You know I will. And he's like, damn it. So they keep the feed on, right? And then Trevor calls the wife, and he's like, how you doing? All right. And because he, under his breath, like, he calls like, he's like, how you doing, you bitch? And she's like, what? I said, how you doing, honey? And they're talking, right? And she's like, how's your grandma? And she's like, she's fine. Put her on. Put her on the phone. So she somehow segues into not putting her on the phone, right? She's like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta do all this and that. He's like, I love you, Meredith. And she's like, okay. He's like, Meredith, I love you. She's like, all right, bye. She hangs up on him. He is just fucking tweaking at this point. He's like, 7 years of sobriety down the drain. You hear him open up a bottle of beer, and a little can of beer, like, the little fucking compression breath. He starts fucking drinking, and then Meredith calls Darren at the anchor table, and you find out that they're the ones cheating together. And she's like, I think he suspects something. He's like, yeah, he suspects, but he's fucking following you in the helicopter. And the skit ends with him fucking slamming the helicopter into the fucking Meredith's car. And him yell, he right before Trevor hits her, he yells Admiral Akbar from Star Wars. And it's just like it blows his car to bits.
Instead of Allahu Akbar.
The Admiral Akbar from the fucking fish guy from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what he yelled something like that right before the fucking ship blew up or something.
Well, I was gonna say, you know what the Allahu Akbar is, right?
Yeah, I know the whole thing. The whole racist, or not racist, but the whole terrorist bullshit.
Yeah. See, that's why it's funnier if he was saying the name of the guy. Yeah.
Star Wars.
Because he was trying to say what they say, but he doesn't know the actual words.
Maybe, or maybe just some Star Wars thing. I was hoping. Unless they were making a play on the terrorist yell. But I don't think so.
But it's saying a different name instead of saying what they actually say.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what the actual words are, so he just goes with whatever sounds closest.
So basically the skit ends with the skit ends after he hits her with the helicopter, because you never see any of it. It's all vocal.
Yeah.
It's all audio. It goes back to Darren. He's all fucking like, oh shit. Like, well, she's dead and so is he. And then it cuts to like the movie of the week, and it goes to Timmy. And he's like some bullshit invisible dog movie. And that's how the skit ends.
Something that has like it's completely,
and like she's not even like she's like because he's playing a girl.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's fully into the like it's a great like doing all those like dog puns.
Yeah.
Like possum movie. I give it 4 paws up, and it's like completely like disassociated with the fucking horror that just happened of a man just killing his wife and himself. Like she didn't even hear it, or I don't know what she like did not like even register. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it was just a regular fucking news story,
yeah,
or news segment, I'm like, what the fuck? I guess that made it a little bit funny because like the Darren's on the other side, like just like fucking shocked look on his face.
While she's over there giving her review.
Yeah, of this shitty movie.
I could see that really on a news station though.
They just ignore.
They just skip it.
Yeah. All right.
Go straight from that to something that nobody cares about, really.
Unless you want to see fucking invisible dog.
Yeah.
So definitely. That is season 3. We got 2 left. So 4 episodes of The Whitest Kids You Know left. It's gonna be the end of an era.
Hey, you know what though? What's good is that even though we're season 3, end of season 3, there's still funny skits within the show.
To this day, yeah.
Like they didn't kind of fall off. Like some of the other kind of like.
It actually got better with the more freedom, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Like Saturday Night Live, started off decently funny, kind of went downhill. Like it. There was never that same level of comedy in it.
I think it's hard for that because that's just been on since the 70s.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, even though that was around for, 5 seasons? Like, I don't know. Even Mad TV, there's a couple of seasons that weren't necessarily that funny.
Or peak.
Yeah. But this at least is kind of sustaining
consistent,
a certain level of
There's one in season 4 that really, the first time I actually because I remember most of these scenes, right? But there's one in season 4 that I've never seen before that I actually burst out laughing for the first time. I was like, because it was just, it's so weird. I'll get into that one when it's time.
Is it going to be in the first half or the second half?
I can't remember what it was because I just watched all 10 of them in a row.
Oh, okay. And for anybody that still complains about the Whitest Kids You Know, remember you can watch all these episodes for free on YouTube. On YouTube.
And YouTube?
Yeah.
Cool.
Every episode's on there.
By the way, Tubi's raised their